bit of a foggy start this morning in Wanaka. It was day 2 of Wheels at Wanaka, but with a clear day predicted and rough weather on the way in, a couple of chaps were keen to drive the old Dunstan Road, from just north of Alexandra right through to Clarks Junction. Meeting point was 9 o'clock at Luggett, but Brent had suffered some brake issues, but we were soon on the road and heading to Cromwell. On the 14th of August 1862, Horatio Hartley and Christopher Riley walked into the assay office in Dunedin with 40 kilograms of gold that panned where the Kawerau River meets the Clutha River at a place now known as Cromwell. This triggered the Dunstan Rush, and Centro Otago changed forever. Gabriel Reed's discovery near Lawrence on the 25th of May 1861 paled into insignificance with stories of shoveling nuggets off the beaches in the Arrow River, causing a stampede to one of the most isolated and barren parts of New Zealand. One of the many ancient routes over the Raggedy Range is via Crawford Hills Road. You can tell this is an old road as it's held up with slabs of local schist. At the top of the ridge I stopped to show the guys the remains of an old water wheel I found a few years ago, and the waterways can be traced on Google Earth several kilometres up into the hills. With the huge numbers of miners now arriving from the Australian and Californian goldfields and subsequently becoming lost and dying from the extreme conditions, a more direct road had to be surveyed to try and reduce the death toll. The easiest route with a pack horse was following the higher ground, but is also the most dangerous due to the altitude producing rapid and extreme changes to the weather. I love these Macetown farmhouses. Little oasis of trees and amongst an otherwise barren landscape, and a short stretch of seal outside the house to try and keep the fine dust down during the long summer months. This direct route from Dunedin became known as the Dunstan Road. It was the quickest, but it was also the most hazardous. Starting from only a few metres above sea level at Outram, State Highway 87 rapidly gains over 400 metres in elevation in just over 8 kilometres, peaking at 550 metres near the pub at Clarks Junction turnoff, marking the eastern starting point for the old Dunstan Road. Today we'll be driving the reverse direction, starting from Crawford Hills Road on the outskirts of Alexandra in central Otago. Our fellowship comprised of Brent as 1955 Series 1, with Alan and Rob in Alan's 2022 Defender 110, and Jen and I in our 2006 Defender 110. The Poolburn and Rough Ridge area we'll be driving through for the next few hours was made famous internationally in The Lord of the Rings as the Rohirrim, or the kingdom lands of the Rohan horsemen, although their home of Edoras was Mount Sunday, which is much further north up the Rakaia River, which will feature in a later video. The Poolburn Dam is an irrigation dam for the Ida Valley and was built between 1929 and 1931 by the Public Works as an employment initiative during the Great Depression. It stands 30 metres high and is 150 metres long. So I mean, if I started going for miles and miles and miles until I see all this sort of going on. I'm trying to follow the original Dunstan Road, and I reckon it came over Crawford Hill Road. It's the original Dunstan Road. That's what I reckon.
Oh, was it?
So we caught up to it, Poolburn.
Yes.
Central Otago has an unusual geographical makeup, consisting of three major valleys: the Manahiakia, the Ida, and the Maniatoto. To the west is a large mountain range called the Dunstan, and to the east is the Rock and Pillar Range, and separating the three valleys in the middle is Rough Ridge, the southern end of which we're currently traversing, and the Raggedy Range, which we traversed this morning. This whole area is made up of horst, or block sections of the Earth's crust that has been thrusted up, leaving the adjacent sections on either side, or graben, at a lower level. Many of the valleys between Dunedin and Queenstown were near impenetrable due to the matagari and speargrass that surrounded vast swamps formed in the grabens or the valleys. There appears to be three explanations to the name Maniatoto, which means the plain of blood. One is the aftermath of a battle between two Māori tribes, another is because of the flowing red tussock grass, and the third is the injuries received from traversing the matagari and speargrass plains. During the freezing southern winters, strong winds explode out of the southern oceans, hammering these valleys, collecting stones and dirt and sandblast knit-tops off the exposed north-south horst, carving away at the softer rock and dirt, leaving the much harder rock standing as tall black sentinels, defying the elements. These horst are home to the hardiest plants that try and hang on during the storms and lie buried under metres of snow during the winter. Due to the extreme weather conditions, trees and wood was hard to get here in Central Otago, but schist slabs could be shaped into pillars to be used as fence posts, and with the aid of a blacksmith's skills, can be turned into enduring strainer posts. On Lindburn Runs Road, you can see one of the many stone wool sheds built with permanent materials that could handle the harsh winters, with surrounding sheep pens of dry stone walls made from the local stone schist. You used to be able to wander around the old buildings at Styx, but it appeared to be all locked up now and was signposted accordingly. Styx still has the original jailhouse and one of the old hotels. There used to be two hotels, one each side of the Styx River in case it was in flood, as this was the end of day 2 on the stagecoach route from Dunedin. The original plan was to drive the full length of the Dunstan Road, from Alexandra right through to Clarks Junction, but by my calculation by 3 o'clock we'd only just got over halfway. Coming out at Clarks Junction on State Highway 87 would leave Brent in the Series 1 with a 250 kilometre, 3.5 hour return trip to Wanaka that night, with the two defenders only having to return as far as Alexandra. So I decided to pull the plug on Plan A and took the fellowship on a quick tour of Hamilton's and Pt8 on the Mania Toto instead.
Parts separately on a different day, or we do both parts?
No, that's what I think we do it separately.
Yeah, I thought.
During the gold rush years, Central Otago was dotted with towns alongside streams and on remote hillsides, wherever gold was found, and in most cases it all remains of the cemeteries. Hamilton is just one such example. In 1864, Hamilton boasted 25 hotels and over 40 stores to support a population of over 4,000 people, and this is all that remains. It pleases me greatly to see locals embracing the historic past and restoring their cemeteries and the memories of those who have passed. I was last here in May 2019 and captured a stunning sunset over the distant Dunstan Range just after 5 p.m, but we're a tad early today at 4 p.m and a bit overcast with a predicted change in the weather coming in tomorrow. And high on the hills above Ophir, the fellowship parted company, with Brent returning to Wanaka to continue his journey north back to Auckland. The Defender crew, however, were booked in for a couple of nights at Alexandra. Since the weather was turning a bit rough tomorrow, we decided to spend the day recuperating in an Alexandra pub. Yeah, right.